Hi, Jason Baker here with Rise Real Estate. Thank you for taking a second to listen to this. What at first turned out to be a video, because I'm sending them twice weekly to my sellers. What first turned out to be one of my sellers' videos to why am I gonna just, I love my sellers, of course, and I love my clients are like family, but why am I just gonna send this to them when the information could potentially be useful, or it is useful, depending on how you use it, for everybody. So to people using my website, thank you for being there. To other agents on my MLS, thank you for only deleting every other one of these emails. But on our team, we come from contribution, and I just wanted to go over what's happening in the conversations that I'm starting to have with my sellers. Okay, so to my sellers, thank you for trusting me to sell your home. Things have really changed in the last 90 days. Now, when I say that, I do not mean, turn my phone off here, I do not mean the sky is falling, because it isn't. But we are going back to pre-COVID inventory levels. What happened with COVID is there was a ramped up demand, rates were extremely low, under 3%, and nobody or many, we had three in the Missoula area, we had 300 less sales residential, which is 600 sides, so basically 600 less transactions than the year prior, so 2021 versus 2020. This year, we're on an equal pace for another 200 or 300 less homes sold just in the county, which is a lot. And what that's doing, and the reason for that is simply cost of living. You go to Costco, it's $500, right? You go to, and if you're one of my sellers, you have heard this. It's like I'm repeating myself, right, 100 times. But things cost more. Going to the gas station. I'm not making a political statement. All I'm saying is this: life costs more. We can't deny it. Doesn't matter why. We're currently here. There's nothing we can do about it. And this is where we are. Okay, so things are costing more. So that's just like life, okay? Not thinking about a house or whatever else. Okay, so then you're going to buy a house, let's just say, everything's costing more. Your confidence in what you're buying is going down, right? It just is. You're like, oh my gosh. And then whammo, the rates went up over 6%, almost up to 6.5, came back down to 5.6, 5.7. And now they're up around 6, and they're estimating they're gonna go up to 7. I think they level off somewhere in the mid 6s to 7, but there's people who are saying up 7.5 or 8. So I don't know. I kind of like to go in the middle. I'm not an extremist either way. Okay. So the fact of the matter is whatever, the rates are where the rates are, right? And nothing we can do about that either. But the thing is that for sellers, the thing is that because regular life is costing more, and now on an average sale in and around Missoula, the payment's $1,000 more per mortgage. Okay, and just over a $500,000 house, I think 520 or 530. We did the math. Think about that. It's like $1,500 or $2,000 more a month to live. So when these rates went up, the days on market started going up because 30-40% of the people couldn't buy anymore, or they couldn't buy something that they would live in, or couldn't buy something they could have got just 90 days ago. So 90 days ago was the best time to sell, March, April. The next best time is now, because these rates are going to keep going up, hate to say it, and so is the cost of living, and things are going to likely get more scarce. Supply chain issues still exist. Try to go buy a car, right? So everything's really expensive. So what does that mean? So we're starting to see a lot more inventory. So when we started this whole thing, we had 40, 50, 60 homes in the county, single family homes in the county, not manufactured condo. Now, if you take all of the residential homes in the county, in Missoula County, we have 240, Ravalli County, right around the same. So things have quadrupled, or times 4, times 5 the inventory. So you have less buyers in the market and you have more inventory. It's increasing the days on market. It keeps going up and up and up and up and up. So what? Okay, so that's the cost side of things. So what that's done is it's less showings per home because there's more homes. And then also there's less offers per homes because there's less buyers and there's less showings spread out over more homes and less competing offers. Yes, we just sold one in Lolo for 70 or 75,000 over whatever it was. There's pockets of awesomeness, but it's not a constant on every single sale that we have. There's still very good interest. There's still, people buying. They're just not able to buy as much. They're not able to offer as much on average. And there's not a market in the country right now that's not been affected in some way by the rising rates. I mean, if they're at 6 now and they go up to 7, do you think a buyer is going to magically offer you more on your house? So what happens is we have sellers that are still thinking, and these are hard conversations, for the agents I'm talking to. We have sellers that are still pie in the sky, that are still trying to dip their toe in and get the most amount of money that maybe they could have got 90, 120 days ago. But things are changing so quickly and the showings are being so spread out that some of them will actually, and maybe some of mine, will bite off their nose to spite their face. In other words, they're not understanding that things aren't the same as they even were a few weeks ago. So what do we do? Well, it's our job to keep showing them comps. It's our job to keep showing them days on market. It's our job to have the hard conversations that we're paid to do. It's hard for the agents, right? I mean, the worst call in the world is a price improvement call or price reduction call. And it's not because you did anything wrong. Oftentimes, although there are still some agents that are intentionally going out there and taking really overpriced listings just to say they got a listings and not looking at any data. I bumped into a poor guy the other day that someone told him 1.8 on their home, and I couldn't find a comp over $1 million. I mean, and he just expired after being on the market for a year. So anyway, but the fact of the matter is that honesty is the best policy. Constant outreach to sellers is super important right now, once or twice a week, insofar as much as market reports and data. And then also just understanding sellers that if as time goes on and as your days on market tick up, it's not going to get better. Okay. There's no one in the world that says, I want to pay more money down the road after this house hasn't sold in 2 or 3 months from now than I would today. So sometimes a small price improvement is in order, or sometimes a large one, depending on how much it's overpriced. I was looking at the average price reduction on homes that are currently active in the county are around 40 to 50,000. Okay, if I was reading that correctly, which I am blind in my left eye, but I don't think I'm blind in both of them. So, and if you think about it, that's a lot. So the days on market are going up. There's more price reductions than I've ever seen. So something's changing in the market. But no, it isn't 2008. Don't even go there. Don't even go there mentally. Any agent saying that that's what's going to happen is misinformed. It just isn't going to happen. So anyway, this is probably, if you're not asleep by now, I'm not going to increase your likelihood of falling asleep, but I wanted to send out this video, and I know it's 8.5 minutes long, to let you know what's going on. So sellers, if you're not getting 3 to 5 showings a week on average, okay, unless for some reason people can't go there or your renters won't let them in or whatever, and you're not under contract within 2 or 3 weeks typically, a price improvement likely is in order. If you're under contract and you have a sale fail, you need to consider a price reduction at that point in time because days on market are ticking up, inventory is ticking up. Now, some people say, Jason, why would you send this out to everybody in the whole wide world? Aren't you supposed to sell high prices? No, I'm just being honest. So some people appreciate that still these days. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for this. If there's anyone you know that could benefit from this data, please forward it to them. And we'll look forward to talking to you again. Thanks.